Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's talk about purpose versus pleasure. Which one are you spending most of your time chasing? One of the secrets to living a happy life is to live a life of meaning. Happiness is a byproduct of meaning. So you can't just directly chase happiness, because happiness isn't a tangible thing. It's a feeling that comes out of living a meaningful life, having a life of purpose. That's what a meaningful life is. How do you know if your life is meaningful? If you have a purpose-driven life. What would be a good purpose? Helping people, service. That's the ultimate level of societal evolution. We can help ourselves. That's survival mode. When you get good at survival, you turn around and help others. Purpose over pleasure is the key. Always put purpose on top of pleasure, in front of pleasure, instead of pleasure. The more we chase pleasure, the weaker we get. Pleasure makes you weak. Easy times create soft men. There's nothing wrong with taking a lunch break. There's nothing wrong with relaxing after a hard workout or a hard day where you've expended a lot of energy. That's part of the process of forward movement, is to burst forward, rest, burst forward, rest. So your rest isn't separate from your growth, it's part of it. We learn this in the gym. But you don't get big in the gym by chasing pleasure. Unless you find pleasure in your pain. That's the trick. Soft motherfuckers go nowhere in life. Weak motherfuckers remain beta in the social hierarchy. People who live for pleasure are living for weakness. What are you living for? Are you living for strength or weakness? Living a life of service, a purpose-driven life, a life of meaning, makes you stronger every single day. Just like spending more time in the gym makes you stronger. Why is that guy so strong? Because he's working out more than you. He's taking this shit more seriously. While you rest, he's working out. While you're chasing pleasure, he's chasing purpose. While you're slurping down milkshakes, that motherfucker's suffering. I'm not talking about becoming a renunciate. You know what those guys are? They're the Indian, from India, not Native American, but from India. The people that kind of renunciate, give up, reject society, and then go out into the world and beg. I'm not talking about to create undue suffering in your life, somehow thinking that that's going to make you better. You don't want to just suffer for the sake of it. You want to suffer towards a goal. I don't think there's a lot of thoughts about goals, thoughts about becoming, attaining, growing, those types of thoughts. Those are goal-driven thoughts. I don't think you experience that when you're chasing pleasure. Chasing pleasure is, I think for most people in society, an escape. And they justify it. I deserve this escape. I'm sitting at the bar for 4 hours drinking beer after beer because I had a hard day. I put in my 8 hours. People are so weak. They're so weak. Not used to any kind of hardship. Not really used to going through any kind of suffering in order to get anything. People are so incredibly weak. They look at just a simple work day as justification to go and chase pleasure. I deserve this beer. I used to watch my dad do that. Get drunk every day after whatever bullshit he was up to. He would always justify it. These are the type of people that go nowhere in life. You can do that every day for the rest of your life and you will go nowhere. You will be the same mentally as the day you started that routine. You will never grow. You get older. Oh, you'll get old pretty quick. Pleasure makes a motherfucker old. You know, it's funny how it works like that. But too much pleasure, you lose muscle definition. You become fat. Become weak. It's funny how people have this fantasy of wealth. A lot of working class and poor people, because I've grown up working class and poor, they have this ridiculous fantasy that if they could just win the lottery, everything would be okay. Life would be easy if I could just have all the money in the world. If I had all the money in the world, I'd go and sit on the beach all day. It wouldn't even work. I wouldn't do none of this rat race shit. Right? How many of you out there say that? Wish for that. Go buy lottery tickets and fantasize what you're going to do with all that money as if it's going to solve all your problems. You're going to just buy all that kind of stuff that you think is great. Chase pleasure till the end of time, because that's what you think rich people do, right? They just chase pleasure. Then how come rich people still suffer various forms of mental illness? Rich people, lots of them, are still incredibly out of shape. I mean, is it just time management? If you were rich, you'd have better time management than other rich people who buy yachts and mansions. Are yachts and mansions your idea of a good life? Without any kind of struggle, without any kind of purpose, without any kind of meaning, without any kind of putting in service towards your fellow man, you live an unhappy, miserable life. I don't care how rich you are. You turn weak, mentally and physically, emotionally weak, physically weak. You'll look like a 70-year-old when you're only 50. You'll age. You're not even really participating in life. You're just waiting to die. Just biding your time. Chasing pleasure until this is all over. You know what that's called? That's called a depression. You chase pleasure to make you happy, but all it does is make you weaker. It's such a shallow form of happiness. You can barely even call it that. Oh, I feel happy when I eat a good meal. I feel happy when I chase vice. Anything you use for pleasure too much turns into a vice. Any vice you have makes you weaker. Makes you demented, crazy, selfish. The type of feeling you get from serving others. That's true happiness that lasts. That's a happiness that you can look back upon and experience all over again. Look back on the time that you got drunk and had great sloppy sex with some bar slut. Can you actually re-experience that? No. I've had those types of experiences. I've chased pleasure just as much as the next guy, and all you can do is remember that you were in a euphoric state for a brief time, but you can't recreate it. It's not happening again. You don't get a rush of orgasmic energy every time you think about that one chick you met at the bar. Or that time you had that was so wonderful drinking last Sunday, last Saturday, last Friday, whenever it was, yesterday. But when you're in service to others, you have a purpose-driven life. You feel like your life is full of meaning. You can look back on experiences of helping individuals and get the same sense of satisfaction, of gratification, of gratefulness, of positive energy all over again, because it's living inside of you. It's dwelling inside of you. It grows with each person. It's like adding money to a piggy bank. So this is why wealth isn't happiness. purpose-driven life is happiness. Purpose over pleasure. It's all food for thought. Thanks for watching.